潮玩飛鏢 All About Darts。
各位聽眾，歡迎你又嚟到潮玩飛鏢呢個節目。我哋今日喺我哋嘅 studio 嗰度咧，請嚟咗一位我訪問中最年輕嘅鏢手，佢就係Mackenzie Kingsmill， 就係14歲嘅啫。佢係喺呢個Hamilton 區嘅，咁佢係2014同15年嘅安省青年飛鏢冠軍之一啊。咁呢個都好有來頭，亦都係一個好後生嘅青年。咁我哋就會而家開始我哋嘅訪問啦。And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our program All About Darts. I'm Robert. With me is Peter Scott, our darts mentor.
Yeah, good evening, listeners.
And also today we have one of the youngest person I have ever interviewed. And her name is Mackenzie Kingsmill, 14-year-old from Dundas, Hamilton area, and a two-time Ontario Youth Dart Champion, 2014 and 15. Sort of like a counterpart for Travis Mampasi that we interviewed earlier, maybe a couple months ago. So with this, let's kick off the interview. Peter, you got the floor here.
Okay, welcome, Mackenzie. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
Tell us, you started playing darts with your grandfather, Ron Larkin, and I know Ron Larkin quite well. He's an excellent dart player and probably the best mentor you could have. Tell us how old you were when you started playing with your grandfather.
Well, we started in our basement. When he shot darts, he had like a little board below it for me when I was like 5. I just shot randomly, and then once I was old enough to actually shoot, I did pretty horrible my first time, but it carried on, and I got better and better.
Okay, and do you still play with your grandfather?
Yes.
Okay, and who else do you play with?
My grandmother, Matt Campbell,
Yeah.
My dad, and just a bunch of people.
So can I cut in and ask if your, I take it that your grandfather was in competition at one time. So did the grandmother get into competition, and did dad get into competition?
My grandparents did. My dad just plays out of our hometown Legion.
Okay. Yeah, so he seldom venture out and get into the big pond and challenge all the other players, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let me update our audience on the other side. 各位聽眾，我哋啱訪問呢個咁後生青年嘅嘉賓呢，佢因為其實我哋Peter 同佢嘅祖父係有好淵源嘅，佢哋一齊係玩過飛鏢比賽過嘅。佢嘅祖父就係叫做一位叫做 Ron Larkin 嘅。咁佢細個嗰陣時，Mackenzie 5歲嘅時候呢，就已經開始玩飛鏢啦，喺個地牢嗰度同佢祖父。咁佢祖父有一個大嘅飛鏢靶，佢就有一個細嘅飛鏢靶喺底下。咁當然佢話佢第一次嘅時候玩得好差勁啦，咁一直有進步啦。咁再講佢嘅祖父祖母都係參加過比賽嘅。佢父親呢就只係喺本地嘅會所嗰度玩咧，飛鏢會嗰度就並冇參加過任何一個大型嘅比賽嘅。Okay, back to more questions from Peter.
Well, I'm just saying that Mackenzie is a graphic example. Why there's 16 million players playing darts all over the world? It's you can be competitive at any age, and starting at 5 and 6 years of age is pretty good, and it doesn't cost that much either. And you can play until you're fairly old too, like me and maybe your grandfather, Ron Larkin. Does Ron still play?
Yes, Ron does still play.
Oh, he's good. Good for him. So do I. I just play in the local league. Tell us then that gradually you got to be 6 and 7 years old and you played darts. And when did you become interested in competition?
When I was like 10 or so, I wanted to like try it out. And the league that I was in the first time, we only did like Legion shoots.
Mm-hmm.
And then this guy named Dave Walker contacted my parents because he knew about me. And I went in their league, and they played for Darts Ontario.
Mm-hmm.
So I found it better, so I stuck with them because then I would have more experience.
Yeah, you would have some experience. What was your first competition that you won?
The first competition that I won was the Legion shoot. I won every event. There was like teams, doubles, and singles. And then we went to different legions across like Ontario, and we played.
I see here that you were in the Ontario doubles champions with person Raven Laframboise, 2013, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So when did you in 2013 did you compete in the Ontario championship as a single? Did you ever do that? In other words,
yes.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I guess you didn't make it in 2013. That was your first time or something.
I was a tyke, and you can't like play singles until you're a junior.
Oh, okay.
I was at Darts Ontario when I was a tyke because I did it for the doubles, and then the 2 years I was a junior, and that's how I won.
Okay. Well, then you were really good. As soon as you turned junior, you win the championships.
Yes.
Okay, so one other thing I want to cut in and ask, I hear that Ron is still playing. You mind telling us how old he is?
He's 52.
52. Well, he's very young. He's younger than me.
Oh, and he's a lot younger than me. I'm close to 80 years of age, and I'm still playing in the local league and a few of the art competitions, and I thoroughly enjoy darts and have done all my life.
Okay, so let me see here. 各位聽眾，我哋要講一講嘅就係話，我哋呢位嘉賓咧，佢啱講到佢祖父啊，而家仲喺度玩緊飛鏢啊，參加緊比賽，只係52歲啫，佢祖父。咁佢就係好細個10歲開始已經參加一啲比賽㗎啦。咁佢嘅比賽咧就係一路都有參加，但係因為佢係唔入到呢個青年組啊，佢未夠歲數啊。當佢入到青年組嘅時候，我諗呢個係13歲、12、13歲嘅時候，佢第一次就已經一鳴驚人啦！喺2014年啱啱開始做青年，即係適合參加青年組嘅時候，佢已經係安省嘅冠軍。咁再接再厲，響2015亦都再下一城嘅。Okay, more questions from Peter.
Yes. Tell me, you obviously enjoy playing darts.
Yes.
What is your practice routine? How do you practice to be...
Well, right now I'm practicing for a tournament in Kingston, and usually I do a couple games of 501, doubles around the world, and singles around the world, and I just kind of keep in that routine and do it every day.
You do it every day, and how long for?
A few hours?
Yeah, a few hours.
Oh, my goodness me. Tell me, what do you find so exciting about darts? What is the thing that keeps you practicing for hours and attending competition? Is it the actual competition and the fact of winning, the competitive aspect of darts?
Yes, it's fun being competitive and meeting new people.
Ah, you like meeting new people, do you?
Yes.
And trying your skills against them?
Yes.
I have a question here. I know that this youth dart championship sort of cuts over at 17 or 18, was it? Because what travel was at that boundary, right? So, are you in the Ontario Youth Dart Championship? Are you the youngest female, or are there any people younger than you that you are aware of? Because I think there are 8 of you, right?
I'm the youngest.
Yeah, then there are 8 females, right? And 8 males, is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So, so the age group is actually, remind me again, Peter, what is the age group when it cuts over? Because Travis was talking about, was it 19 or 17?
No, actually 18 is the age group.
Oh, 18.
Yeah.
Wow, so we can see that our friend here, Mackenzie, is going to be champions for a few more years yet.
Well, we must acknowledge how well she's done. I mean, at 16 years of age, the difference between a 16-year-old player and a 14-year-old player is quite extensive. Normally, to win the competitions that she has, she's competing against 15 and 16-year-old competitors and has done well and won the tournament. So you obviously have some great skills that are developing, Mackenzie, and you should do well on the world stage. Now tell us, what would you like to take these darts to?
Pardon?
Where would you like to take the darts? Would you like to play in England or?
Well, in October we're going to Trenton, and I have a few tournaments. I have a few big tournaments coming up, but I would like to take it. I don't know. I'll just see where it goes, I guess.
Hold that thought, because we're coming up to the end of the first segment. And hold that thought, because I have a few questions about England, and we'll come back to this later in the second segment and keep our audience updated. Okay, and with that, we'll now cut over in our first segment. Thank you.
華語電台着數多，
一卡在手冇錯過。
Canadian Chinese Radio Jet to Card Special。
飛鏢運動除強身健體之餘，仲可訓練頭腦，又可認識新朋友。由 Multicultural Dart Association 主辦嘅飛鏢訓練班現已接受報名，享譽國際嘅 Peter Scott 同飛鏢占士邦親自教導，5堂課程包用具，只需50蚊。報名及查詢電話416-496-9633。
Learn to play darts with Peter Scott and James Bong Faldas at Multicultural Darts Association. 5 sessions, equipment included, only $50. Please call 416-496-9633 for further details.
一早卡申請及查詢電話416-496-9633。華語電台着數多，一卡在手冇錯過。
潮玩飛鏢 All About Darts。
歡迎各位聽眾嚟到我哋潮玩飛鏢呢個節目，我係你嘅主持 Robert， 同我一齊嘅有飛鏢手教練就係 Peter Scott 啦，亦都有一位年青嘅加拿大安省冠軍女子冠軍就係 Mackenzie Kingsmill 啦。咁我哋啱上一回講到佢呢個練習嘅程序，佢每一日都練習嘅，亦都係比賽前亦都好勤力咁樣練習幾個鐘頭。咁都冇咩特別嘅，只不過係玩盡晒咁多唔同嘅 game 啦。咁佢因為而家仲係14歲多，呢個青年嘅比賽係可以去到18歲，咁即係佢嘅前途仲起碼有3至4年可以喺呢個青年組嗰度爭取冠軍。如果佢再做得好一啲，佢只係差少少啫，就今次呢就會同呢個另外一位男性嘅選手去英國比賽噶啦，本英。不過佢少少就落敗咗，最後爭一場嘅比賽。咁呢個亦都係一個好嘅開始對佢嚟講。咁and now we're back to the show All About Darts, our second segment here. With me today is the one of the youngest, actually the youngest Ontario champion female, Mackenzie Kingsmill. So let's continue the interview with Peter.
Mackenzie, you got into the top 16 women dart players in Canada. Tell us a little bit about that and what it felt like to you.
Well, we went to the Idle Nationals all week, and we found out that I could play in the Canadian Open. So I tried it out, and I beat this girl named Kim Whaley Hill 3-0. and then I moved on to this other girl, and I missed a wider double to beat her, and I finished top 16.
My goodness, that's excellent. Tell us, what do you think, you obviously scored in darts, and what do you aspire for? Where do you think this your darts is going to take you? You're going to be a hobby all your life, or would you like...
far.
Eh?
It just...
Yeah?
I just will see where it does.
Oh, that's a good attitude. Tell me, do your family support you while you're playing darts? Do they
Yes,
attend the tournaments?
Yes, they do.
I thought they would, but they're coming from a family and a grandfather like Ron Larking is an excellent dart player and a nice guy.
Yes.
For a young audience, for a young player like you, I always wanted to think and ask that, do you find this sort of competition in some way interfere with your homework, or can you handle your schoolwork while you're playing darts?
I can handle it.
Because for a young person, it's important to have your homework done and have your schoolwork up. Darts is important, and it be supplementary, because we saying that only very few people become professional darts players. In other words, earn their living playing darts. I mean, especially in the U.S. That's and Canada, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Peter.
Okay, tell us, have you ever played soft tip darts?
When I go to St. Catharines, they have it set up. I've tried it, but I haven't been in competitions for it.
How do you find it? The transition from steel tip to soft tip?
I don't like it.
And why? Can I get an
The
answer?
way it feels, and it's really hard to pull your darts, and I just don't understand it. It's I'm going to shoot, and then I have to push a button, and it's just with steel tip, you shoot, and then someone marks it down for you. It's so much easier. So much easier.
So much easier, eh?
What, easier when you're playing steel tip? Yes, right?
Yeah, steel tip is easier.
Okay. And okay, let me just get this done over here. 各位聽眾，我哋啱講緊嘅就係話Peter 問我哋嘅嘉賓究竟屋企嘅支持咧重唔重要啦？咁有冇咧？咁當然係有啦。作為一個青年，佢祖父係一個飛鏢手，祖母又係，父親又係，咁當然係一個有家庭嘅支持。但係我亦都同佢講到呢個讀書方面，我問佢搞唔搞得掂啊？因為又要做功課，又要飛鏢，呢個好重要嘅。雖然飛鏢手一個飛鏢嘅前途亦都係好重要，但係作為一個職業飛鏢手，只有幾位仁兄嘅啫，響呢個美國同加拿大啊，尤其是。咁所以呢，係作為一個後生仔，亦都好重要，唔好荒廢學業，一路都可以希望兩樣嘢一齊兼顧。咁跟住阿 Peter 就問到我哋嘅青年選手嘉賓究竟有冇玩過遠頭嘅飛鏢呢？咁佢話有，響上一次比賽嘅時候去到St. Catharines 市嗰度嗰陣時，但係佢就唔中意啦。佢話因為掹出嚟呢有問題啊。佢總之唔聚財啊！佢唔覺得中意玩啊呢個遠嘅機器嘅飛鏢，咁我都係第一次聽過有人中意玩嘅啫。Okay, now and we're back to the interview, Peter.
Mackenzie, tell us, how do you prepare yourself for a tournament or a really tough competition that you're going into?
Well, I just practice and I get up and go play.
Okay. And do you prepare yourself mentally for it at all?
I don't really know. I just kind of go with it. I practice 2 or 3 hours a day and leading up to it, and then I kind of just go to it.
Mm-hmm. How do you practice your double outs?
I don't really practice my double outs. I just kind of see what I have left every time I play a game, and just try to figure what I could hit to bring me down to a double.
Okay. Has your grandfather taught you all of the methods to double out and all of the combinations?
Yeah, we have a bunch of posters up with all the outs on them.
Uh-huh. Do you have them all memorized?
Not all of them.
Just
Easy
most
ones.
of them, eh? Tell me, what do you think is the most important thing to do when you're playing darts in order to be a winner?
Practice your doubles, because doubles is the whole game.
It is, eh?
Yeah, actually, I feel that at a very young age, it might be good not to get yourself messed up with a mental game. I mean, only people who are up in age and started to think, and then actually they got really intimidated by the people they playing against when they look at how people are playing. You know, it affected the mental state. So maybe you getting better just by not worrying about what the other players are doing. You do your own thing, it seems to me you're trying to tell me.
Yeah, like, when I go up against someone, like, I do the mental stage before, and I'm like, whatever, I can play myself and do it.
Yeah, so that looks like you're right. I can get from this interview that you block it out and ignore the other player. You just do your thing, do your best, and then you win,
Yeah,
right?
I ignore the audience, too.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, some people get blood pressure shot up just getting excited by it.
Well, we call it focus in darts. When you get there on the board and you start to focus, you block out the audience. And one of the ways that I teach my group of young players how to focus is that, or if they have trouble focusing, is to actually listen to a radio station and put that in the background. And when you're throwing your darts and you no longer hear the radio station, you're focused.
Yeah, which brings up a good question in my mind. With a lot of young people playing darts, are we allowed earphones in competitions? You know how people want to put on the earphones?
No, you're not allowed any headgear or earphones or anything. You just have to, like, just have dress pants, a collar shirt, and you can't have anything on your head or in your ears. You can have, like, jewelry, I guess.
Yeah,
but you can't have anything else.
But when you practice yourself, do you do that sort of thing? Do you put on an
I
earphone?
play music off the computer instead of my ears.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you have a background music while you practice.
Yes.
Yeah, because I find a lot of young people can't live without music 24/7. You know, and that's just the way it is.
Mm-hmm. Usually the tournament director has a set of rules and regulations, and it all depends. Some of these go worldwide, and then most of them have the British Dart Standard, which regulates the size and the quality and the length and the weight of your dart that you can throw in steel tips.
I wasn't sure if I was with you, Peter. Last couple of weeks, we interviewed one guy who's a banker in the U.S. in New York, and they were talking about rules and very much similar to the golfing. You have to have collar shirts, you know, shirts with collars.
Well, usually the tournament director wants, somebody there. If not, you would have people maybe showing up without a shirt on completely.
And we talk about even they say when you wear sneakers, you're not allowed to have colorful sneakers, only black sneakers if you wear that at all. So, you know, that's an interesting, and one thing I didn't ask him was about women, you know, I mean, do you allow them to wear skirts?
Generally speaking, as long as you're dressed reasonably conservatively, you won't have any problems in any dart venue.
Okay, we're coming up to the end of the second segment now, so we will come back right after these messages from the station, and we will continue our interview. Okay, thank you.
華語電台着數多，
一卡在手冇錯過。
Canadian Chinese Radio Jet to Card Special.
飛鏢運動除強身健體之餘，仲可訓練頭腦，又可認識新朋友。由 Multicultural Dart Association 主辦嘅 飛鏢訓練班現已接受報名，享譽國際嘅 Peter Scott 同飛鏢占士邦親自教導，5堂課程包用具，只需50蚊。報名及查詢電話416-496-9633。
Learn to play darts with Peter Scott and James Bong Faldas at Multicultural Darts Association. 5 sessions, equipment included, only $50. Please call 416-496-9633 for further details.
一早卡申請及查詢電話416-496-9633。華語電台着數播，一級製造冇錯過。
潮玩飛鏢 All About Darts。
各位聽眾，我哋又翻到潮玩飛鏢第3節嗰度，我係你嘅主持 Robert， 同埋喺呢度有我哋嘅飛鏢導師 Peter， 仲有一個係我哋今日嘅訪問嘉賓 Mackenzie Kingsmill， 係安省最年輕今年嘅女性冠軍，係2014-15年亦都係冠軍嘅。咁啱我哋上一個 segment 咧就講到話佢比賽訓練嘅有咩可以話俾我哋聽嘅？咁佢話都會做3個4個鐘頭嘅訓練，亦都係會focus 喺啲 double out 嗰度嘅。咁仲有啲就係我哋講到即係究竟佢有冇心理壓力嘅呢？同人哋比賽嗰陣時，咁選手就話係啊，佢會將呢啲係忘記咗，將呢啲熄咗佢，即係自己做自己嘅事，係唔理第二啲人做緊啲乜嘢，第二啲選手，咁所以佢係個壓力係減少嘅。咁呢個不實係一個好嘅方法。當你係後生嘅時候，我都話就唔會諗到咁盡啦，即係唔會話俾自己壓力啊。咁如果咁嘅話，佢亦都會創造到佳績。所以喺呢個情況之下，佢而家係2次嘅安省，亦都係最後生嘅冠軍啦，8人之中女性。咁佢希望當然更上一層樓。And now we're back to All About Darts third segment here, and I'm Robert here. With me is Peter Scott, our mentor, and also our guest today is Mackenzie Kingsmill, a 14-year-old from Dundas, Hamilton, who is the youngest Ontario Youth Dart Champion in 2015. She also won this tournament in 2014. So now back to the interview with Peter.
Mackenzie, one of the things that interests me about your history and what you've told us is that you have a history of family skills there and mentorship and people teaching you how to play. And that seems to be running through most of the champions that we have interviewed on these on our radio station here. And that's, people taking an interest and they're teaching the young ones how to throw and your darts properly and something, how to count and those kind of things. What I would like from you now is that maybe you can pass on some of the information your family has given you. And what advice would you give the young dart player who's striving to reach the level that you have already reached?
Well, when you first get up to the line and you try to stance yourself, I find you just have to be comfortable, and the way you hold your dart is just the way you hold it. Just be comfortable playing darts and just aim for what you're aiming for, and just practice would make you better. And if you don't think you're going to get it, you're probably going to get it.
Okay, think positive, huh?
I guess.
Yeah, think positive. Okay. Anything else you would like to tell? What about counting?
Well,
know what your outshots are.
When I first started darts, I couldn't count, and then I was playing with Matt Campbell and my grandfather, and we just started writing things down so I could get used to it. And the more I did it, the more I carried on, and now I can do it within a second of when my shot was.
Makes a difference, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, when you don't have to alter your focus there and you know exactly what you have left and you just switch like a radar beam onto it.
Yeah.
Okay. And one of the things that I always found is a good follow through is usually essential.
Yes. Just like don't I guess flick it. Just kind of like follow through and aim for what you're aiming for.
Uh-huh.
And, I just am interested in knowing, the weight of the darts that people use. Is there a particular weight you want to use as a younger player? Do you feel that makes a difference? What do you use?
I use 22 or 23 gram darts.
Well, that's what most adults that I have interviewed use.
Yeah, my grandfather uses 24, 25.
What do you think, Peter?
I think that generally speaking, when you first start the darts, the heavier dart is more forgiving. It's more forgiving in the sense is that minor deviations in the throw doesn't throw it off line as much as a smaller dart. So generally you have a transition. The transition is you start off with a 26 gram dart or maybe a little heavier, and then as you get better you start to work your way down into the 21 gram dart region, and most of your top players in the world are throwing from 21 gram in around there up to 26. There's a few that are throwing 14 and 15, but they're an exception rather than the rule. One of the reasons why I tell a beginner dart player is that buy cheap darts, because he will change it. There's no doubt when he gets accustomed to it, he's going to change his darts, and you might as well spend a moderate amount on darts at the start and then gradually buy a more expensive set of darts when you become more comfortable with them.
Then I have a question. Then does that mean all these darts that are lower than 21 gram are going to sit on a shelf?
No, there's always somebody that has a preference for them, but also you have to remember that a lot of the darts have an adaptable tip to them where you can screw in the hard point or the soft point. And the 21 gram dart is on the heavier side to play soft tip darts. Most of the darts in around there for 14 to 18 gram on your soft tip. So mostly the lighter darts are for soft tip. The heavier darts move towards your steel tip.
OK， 各位聽眾，咁啱我哋講到呢個問題就係話究竟用幾多個gram 嘅飛鏢先至係好呢？咁我哋有一個少少嘅討論。阿 Peter 就講話，即係話咧24至25咧，有好多人都係仲用緊嘅。開始嘅時候用重一啲，到咗最後咧一路減翻落去22咁上下。咁我哋呢位選手亦都係用緊22 gram 嘅。咁我話即係咁再低啲嗰啲冇人用啦，14至18。佢話唔係嘅，佢話呢個係可以用嚟做 soft tip 啊，或者係有啲都仲有啲人用嘅。咁即係亦都話 Peter 俾啲 tips， 大家就係話最初玩飛鏢嘅時候，唔好買啲咁靚㗎嚇，因為你會轉咗個重量，一路轉嘅時候，咁你咪嘥錢，再買翻一啲輕啲，直至到揾到一個你自己覺得好舒適嘅重量啦。咁亦都講到同我哋呢位嘉賓講到選佢個人有咩嘢特別嘅 tips 啊，或者嘢響玩飛鏢方面嘅方向。佢就話響當你企好嘅時候，一定要好舒服嘅狀態嘅企位，咁同埋一定要好有正確嘅諗到正確嘅方向，唔好即係向壞方面向諗，一定要有正確話俾你聽，自己聽一定得嘅，咁先至可以做到嘅。Okay, and now we're back to more interview, Peter.
One of the things that some of the advice you gave is that be comfortable while you're playing darts and make sure that you focus and aim your dart. Think positively when you're shooting for your out shots. Is there anything else you can think of that the young player would like that needs? How about preparing for a tournament?
Well, preparing for a tournament, you just practice what you need to for that tournament, and until it comes up, and then once it's the day of the tournament, just try to use everything that you practice and try to win.
Oh, that's excellent advice to the young person. Tommy, you have come from a family of dart players and you have become quite competitive at an early age. Do you find there's much difference between the male side of darts and the female side of darts?
Well, I would say this. The male side is better than the female and it's more competition, but I guess that's kind of like a advantage for us because we have it kind of easy, and the male has oh my god, this is so hard.
Yeah, actually.
But don't get me wrong, females are good. It's just they're different. They're way different from males.
Yeah. Well, actually, we many times in the interview we talk about how North America is again different from Europe because the level of competition is a lot tougher out there. Europe is the world stage. They got better facilities, more people playing, bigger tournament awards. So therefore, it is not unexpected that they have better champions, right? But that doesn't mean that we can't beat them here in North America and Canada. It's a level playing field in that regard. We just need to have more experience for our people. We just have to have more chances to play, and I think we are just as capable to produce champions and world champions one of these days. Somebody who could dominate. Have we have any dominating North American champions, Peter? Maybe?
We've had several, good dart players. I go back to Alan Hogg, who was number 4 in the world at one time. But the only recent one we've had is John Part, and who was the world champion a couple of times. And that's our latest champion. We've had a lot of people go over there and do fairly well, but really the financial side of darts, it makes very difficult for a dart player to make a living playing darts in Canada, and requires them to travel to Europe, but the natural cost and expense is horrendous. So most people usually move away from it a little bit later.
Okay, we're coming to the end of the segment number 3, so we'll come back in a few minutes and talk a little bit more with our champion Mackenzie Kingsmill. Okay?
華語電台着數多，
一卡在手冇錯過。
Canadian Chinese Radio Jet to Card Special。
飛鏢運動除強身健體之餘，仲可訓練頭腦，又可認識新朋友。由 Multicultural Dart Association 主辦嘅飛鏢訓練班現已接受報名，享譽國際嘅 Peter Scott 同飛鏢占士邦親自教導，5堂課程包用具，只需50蚊。報名及查詢電話416-496-9633。
Learn to play darts with Peter Scott and James Bong Faldas at Multicultural Darts Association. 5 sessions, equipment included, only $50. Please call 416-496-9633 for further details.
一早卡申請及查詢電話416-496-9633。華語電台着數多，一卡在手冇錯過。
潮玩飛鏢 All About Darts。
各位聽眾，歡迎你翻到潮玩飛鏢呢個節目最後一個 segment 嗰度。咁我哋今日訪問嘉賓呢，就係Mackenzie Kingsmill，一個14歲嘅冠軍，即係安省冠軍。佢係八人之中最後 亦都係最後加拿大嘅16強。咁我哋會繼續呢個訪問，但係之前我哋喺第3節嗰度講到究竟即係英國、歐洲嗰邊係咁強，我哋加拿大、美國呢邊係有冇得揮嘅呢？同佢哋咁事實上就係Peter 提起過往都有一啲去到第4啊、第5啊咁嘅選手向加拿大同埋美國過去都有個長期嘅。咁呢個亦都係好嘢嚟嘅。OK，咁我哋而家翻到我哋繼續我哋嘅訪問。And now we are back to the final segment of All About Darts, and we have today one of the youngest this year, female champion, Ontario Youth Dart Champion, Mackenzie Kingsmill. And we've been asking her about her background and all that. And now Peter will complete our segment interview. Now, Peter.
Mackenzie, when you won some tournaments and you did so well at St. Catherine, there was over 100 female dart players playing darts and competing against you. Now, these are the best from various parts of the province. Tell us a little bit about females playing darts in competition.
Well,
You say that they have an easier time than the men. That's quite interesting.
well, I just find that the men are more competitive, and they probably put in more practice, just from what I've been witnessed. But I've played men, and I think they're a bit more competitive.
So actually a female player should play men if they want to improve, should they?
Yeah, I've probably learned all of my stuff from my grandfather and Matt, and I just practice with them mostly.
Oh, you have two ideal mentors there with Matt and your grandfather. I know them both, and they're excellent. And that's the history of playing good darts, is to try and get somebody who actually has been through the trials and tribulations of playing darts, and they really guide the young dart player so that they avoid these problems that become bad habits, and you avoid the bad habits and the techniques that become a natural element in your throw, and when you have them and it's a bad habit, it's a huge struggle to get rid of them. But you've had some good mentorship and good teaching, and you have a good future in darts.
So, Peter, this is a very interesting thought about female playing men. I wonder if the man can take it if they defeat it. That's the only thing in my mind, because I think there's really no difference in the ability of women and men to play darts. It's not very demanding physically.
No, it isn't. One of the things that happens is that because a man has a little bit more upper strength, arm strength, but not all, usually he throws the dart a little firmer, a little harder, so it goes straighter. So he has a little bit of an edge there because of his muscular development. But I would suggest to you that females playing darts in competition, they can go head-to-head with any male and beat him. I find that the male ego usually makes them play better because they don't want to be beaten by a female. And a good female player in competition, she will have some stirring games, some excellent games from the usual male player that is playing his best not to get defeated.
So maybe if I should ask this question, and probably one of the last in this interview, Mackenzie, when you have to go and study and play darts, early on we said you have to balance it very well. So how much time do you spend daily on practicing darts right now?
Well, right now I'm starting to practice roughly 1 to 2 hours because I have a big tournament coming up on Friday.
And do you belong to a certain league and that you have weekly meetings and play?
Yeah, I belong to the Hamilton Youth Darts Association.
Hamilton
Start
East?
back up in October.
Yeah, Hamilton Youth Darts Association. Most people call it HIDA, don't they?
Yes.
And they will play, most of the season starts in September. So once that's started, do you meet every week there and play?
Yeah, every Thursday, unless it's like a holiday or something.
Okay, so on Thursday you play what, a couple hours there then, the routine?
Like 2 hours, and like we just, every week's different. Like 1 week we could do like singles of 501, 1 week we could do like outs, just doubles, and then the other week we do like doubles and like 501 and stuff.
Okay, well that's cool. And let me just very quickly cut over here. 各位聽眾啱講到呢位選手就係講緊男性同女性玩飛鏢嘅唔同之處啦。咁Peter 就話男性咧係有少少嘅方便，就係因為佢哋個體質嗰個令到佢嘅上半身嘅手可以掟啲飛鏢係硬淨啲，同埋大力啲。咁而家我哋呢位選手咧就係去1至2個鐘頭，日日都去練習嘅。咁當9月嚟嘅時候，佢就翻去佢個會嗰度，就喺 Hamilton East Start 嗰個級嗰度，每逢禮拜4做2個鐘頭各種唔同嘅飛鏢練習嘅。Okay, and now we come to the end of the interview. Can we say goodbye to our audience, and then you can hang up. Okay, Mackenzie?
You want to say goodbye to everybody, Mackenzie? Thank you so much for the interview.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you, and we'll talk to you again.
Okay.
Bye-bye, Mackenzie.
Bye.
Bye.
Now it's time for our regular activity on darts from Bon. And Bon, there you are.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Bong Faldas. Darts update. August 29th, Saturday, the Peacekeepers Triples Dart Tournament. Entry fee, $45 per team. Format, 501 round robin. Payout based on the entries received, 75% prizes, 25% Peacekeepers, Christmas dinner in November. Door prizes, 50-50 draws. Registration at 9:30 a.m. to 10:45 a.m. Play begins 11:15 a.m. The venue, Army Navy Air Force Club, number 7 George Street in Barrie, Ontario. Contact 705-796-0220. Please help this worthy cause in support to peacekeepers for their service to our country.
8月29號禮拜6咧就有一個叫 Peacekeepers Triple Darts Tournament 啦，即係呢啲係為和護隊嘅比賽嚟嘅。咁一共咧就係45蚊入場費，就係501game 嘅。咁就其實就係9點半至10點45分就登記。11點15分開始玩，咁邊度呢？就喺 Army Navy 同 Air Force Club 7號 George Street Barrie Ontario， 電話705-796-0220，咁大家希望贊助呢個比賽啦嚇。And now more from Bond.
The 2015 Championship Darts Circuit Weekend number 4 Indiana, the last stand. Main event number 7, Saturday, August 29 at 2 p.m. Main event number 8, Sunday, August 30 at 2 p.m. Event venue, American Legion Post 497, 3011 Guion Road, Indianapolis, Indiana. Its main event features 48 tour card holders, joined by 16 qualifiers, determine the day for each event. Events number 7 and number 8 are the deciding events for the chase for the Continental Cup September 19 to 20, 2015. Top 16 tour points players at the end of the circuit events qualify and compete for the cup and its $10,000 grand prize.
2015年嘅冠軍比賽weekend 第4響 Indiana 嗰度呢，就係禮拜6嘅29號或者同埋禮拜日係30號嘅。 咁佢哋就響呢個Indianapolis 嘅 American Legion 嗰度舉行嘅。咁亦都有好多第7同8嘅 event 咧，亦都係會繼續去參加一個好主要嘅比賽嘅。咁最後咧就會有一個1萬蚊嘅獎金嘅。咁喺呢度時候，我哋又講翻呢個多元文化飛鏢協會旨在幫助促進飛鏢作為一個運動，提拔呢個飛鏢選手。關於我哋嘅飛鏢訓練課程嘅更多信息，請致電我哋嘅飛鏢導師，電話係647-997-0808中文，或者647-7252呢個電話係應該就係647-718-6921就係英文嘅。咁響多元文化飛鏢協會飛鏢冠軍創造更多嘅冠軍。我哋地址響7號公路東650號200室，列治文山安大略省。Okay, and All About Darts radio program is a project of Multicultural Dart Association, an organization which aims to promote darts as a sports and darts players in both soft tip and steel tip globally. MDA has experienced in-house dart mentors, themselves dart champions. Training sessions at DMA Monday to Friday at 6 to 9 p.m. Membership fees are $50 whole year. Contact 647-997-0808 for Chinese language, 647-718-6921 for English language. And it's time now to say goodbye again. And Bond, say goodbye to our audience.
T1 Fabiu.
Okay, and goodbye for everybody, and see you next week.
Tutsi.
Bye-bye.
華語電台着數多，
一卡在手冇錯過。
Canadian Chinese Radio Jet to Card Special。
飛鏢運動除強身健體之餘，仲可訓練頭腦，又可認識新朋友。由 Multicultural Dart Association 主辦嘅飛鏢訓練班現已接受報名，享譽國際嘅 Peter Scott 同飛鏢占士邦親自教導，5堂課程包用具，只需50蚊。報名及查詢電話416-496-9633。
Learn to play darts with Peter Scott and James Bong Faldas at Multicultural Darts Association. 5 sessions, equipment included, only $50. Please call 416-496-9633 for further details.
一早卡申請及查詢電話416-496-9633。華語電台着數多，一卡在手冇錯過。